You have 5 minutes left. It's the last passage or even the last game. Obviously, our average amount of time allotted is 8 minutes and 45 seconds. So if that's the amount of time that you have, just 5 minutes, your odds obviously are not going to be that high. So you want to attack any general global questions for reading comp. So those would be main point, primary purpose, passage organization, best topic for the best title for the passage, author's tone, anything general in nature. Those are easier to knock out, and those are the sorts of things that you want to be knocking out anyway when you're reading the passage for the first time. That's what you want to walk away with. If you had 5 minutes left when you got to the last logic game, that's a very different story. In that case, you want to make your main diagram, answer any orientation questions, then answer any local questions because those give you a jumping off point. You simply have to draw the diagram specifically for those. There's no major inference that you need to have seen at the beginning. So that's my thoughts on that. If you had only 5 minutes left and you still had something like 10 hard logical reasoning questions remaining, then I would probably just focus on a few of those hard ones because they require the time. You might not be able to solve them in only 30 seconds per question. That doesn't strike me as the most reasonable course of action. So I'd be thinking about just cutting your losses and doing fewer rather than trying to attempt everything. That's a general theme, I guess, of my whole answer for this question is don't try to do an extraordinary amount of questions in a very short period of time because the harder questions have a greater deal of complexity and will actually require more of you than the easier questions that would appear earlier.